Good evening, good afternoon, good riddance.
Hello.
Man, let's get into it. Let's just jump right into it, man. Have you ever seen any waterfalls?
Yeah, I seen one, pretty big one last year.
You seen one last year?
Yeah, it's pretty
really?
big one.
Where was it at?
Hawaii.
Really?
Yep. It was literally like a year ago today, just about.
It was in Hawaii?
Yeah. It was on the end of at a trail.
They just keep those in public or something?
They try to keep it out of the public eye because it's it's distracting.
It'd probably be a perfect place for like a parking lot.
He's getting a call or something.
Oh shit! No, he's just on the phone, bro.
Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, he must have got a notification. That's why we gotta keep it down a little bit, cause he's on the phone.
Yeah, gotta let him. He's got an important business to attend to.
Yeah, it's okay, Mr. Spider. You're more than welcome to. We need to take him to see a waterfall sometime.
Yeah, he'd probably like it. From where he's from, he mostly just sees desert.
Where do you think he's from?
Probably a desert.
Really?
Yeah, the scorpion.
I thought that was a spider.
Oh, it's a spot. Well, you never know. He might have seen a waterfall.
He's just a weird looking spider.
Yeah.
That's all that he is. But yeah, bro, waterfalls are pretty dope.
Yeah, it was
You ever jumped off a waterfall?
No.
You ever jumped in a waterfall?
I would have if they hadn't blocked it off in Hawaii.
You ever jumped through a waterfall?
Probably an artificial one.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah, but I can't recall the time I did.
Man, I mean, what? How about those waterfalls?
Yeah, how about this waterfall?
Hey, how about them Chiefs?
Them Chiefs?
How about the Chiefs? How about the Eagles?
I don't keep up with that.
Hey, how about the football and shit like that? People listen. People do sports.
It started yet? Has it started? Football?
Yeah, I think that we should do sports commentary on here
and not know
anything that's going on.
Yeah, like list some players that retired 20 years ago and tell them that they're still playing.
Yeah, could you describe a football player to me?
No, probably not. Because I don't watch that.
Could you describe a basketball player to me?
No, because I don't watch that.
You don't watch shit like that?
No.
I couldn't describe it to you either. There's no way.
They can. I mean, sports are cool, but
yeah.
So
you don't think that people look a certain type of way to play sports?
Of course, they have to look at. You have to.
Oh yeah. You have to have the aesthetic.
The athleticism.
You have to look good.
Well, I mean, taking care of yourself does that for you. Taking
care of business. Yeah. So you're talking about like health-wise.
Yeah. Generally speaking, people who take care of themselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally are going to look better than people who don't do that.
I agree with you on that. I think that, that contributes to a lot of it.
Definitely. And, people are going to, when they see you, they're going to make an assumption about you based on how you look.
Yeah, how you go about things does contribute to like your physical well-being as well. So I think So you're saying that a lot of your mental well-being too is a large contributor to your physical well-being.
Yeah, it's like it's kind
of like a circle.
It's like a circle, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
that makes sense.
It's like what's that book? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's a diagram that shows you. It literally has like a spiral.
Yeah.
That does this, and each good thing that you do for yourself builds on the next thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that is dope. Because people say that there is causation and some sort of correlation sometimes to people don't know like what is what, if what has more of a correlation or more of a causation to mental well-being and physical well-being. I think that it's like a circle. If you are physically active and treat your physical self good, then it will impact how you think mentally. And I also think that treating yourself mentally to have a better mental well-being, it will contribute to your physical aspect as well. Like people that's depressed, people usually understand the causation of people that are depressed. There's a correlation between that and being less physically active.
Yeah, like usually if you're depressed, you're not going to have like the motivation to go to a gym, go in there and then
exactly
do the exercises and then come back the next day and do it again and again.
But then it's a circle as well. That's what I think. That if you just force yourself basically to do something that you don't want to do, that is good for you. That's a big mental part of it as well.
Yeah, because that takes discipline.
Yeah.
That's not like, honestly, I'm going to go to the gym after this. But
you definitely don't want to go to the gym.
But right now, I don't, like I said, I think I'm getting a sinus infection. I don't feel good.
Hell yeah.
But I'm still going to go.
Yeah.
Like, I have a headache, everything. That's why I was taking that goodies powder. Just because that I was like, You
wanted to fucking get pumped up.
And I was like, let's do this. This is my first day off this week.
Hell yeah.
Let's go get this
done. You're going to goodie it up.
Yeah.
We're the goodie boys.
Goody two shoes.
Goody two shoes. Holy shit. Goody two shoes. We're not going to tell you what that is. You're just going to find out. Man, yeah. Full circle. Definitely.
Yep.
I think that some people that are depressed they just aren't physically active. And I think that some people that aren't physically active are depressed.
Yeah, I think that,
I think there's a correlation to it. I don't think that it's a direct causation because there are other contributing factors that add on to those things. Like, of course, there's mental illnesses and there's also physical illnesses as well that can hold people back from thinking a certain way, or it can hold them back from doing certain things. And that's completely understandable. You just got to work with the best what you got.
Yeah, life's not fair, man. There's going to be, for some people, it's going to be harder than it is for others.
Yeah.
But for, if you're an able-bodied person, like, there's nothing physically wrong with you.
Yeah.
And, you're depressed, then I would recommend, me personally, getting outside, getting in the sun, being up during the day.
I need to do that more. And I definitely need to go outside more, man.
And, the sun...
For real.
Actually, it's, because... Especially for men. Like, sunlight has a direct correlation to your testosterone levels.
Yeah.
So being out in the sun helps with that sort of stuff. Vitamin D, because it's kind of like a weird photosynthesis thing when it comes to that.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Like when you're getting...
You're actually right. It just sounds weird.
It just sounds weird, but really... doing that, you'll feel good too. Like you'll feel better. Like after you come in, after being outside, don't stay out there too long because you don't want to get skin cancer. Yeah, you don't want that. But you can be out there for heck, go out, lay out in the sun 30 minutes or something like that, or you'll feel good after you come in. You might be a little bit tired, but fuck it, just drink some water.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah, running. No, for sure. Yeah.
Literally, there's something called a runner's high, and
it really is.
That's I don't know I think it's called like endorphins or something up here.
Yeah.
The same sort of stuff that gets
endorsements.
Endorsements. Yeah, that'll get you happy right there.
Yeah, your brain is endorsing your endorphins.
Yeah.
Your head, your mental space.
Yeah.
Has endorsements of your endorphins.
Exactly. So doing that, eating well, not eating. If you eat garbage, you're gonna feel like garbage.
Yeah.
Like drinking sodas, okay.
And if you feel like garbage, you're gonna eat garbage. Full circle.
Some people say you are what you eat.
You are what you eat, and if you eat garbage, then you're garbage.
And you're probably fucking garbage. I wouldn't say you were garbage, but I'd say you probably feel like
you're
garbage.
Straight up garbage.
Yeah.
If you eat garbage, you are garbage. You are what you eat.
Say what you think,
If you don't know shit, don't say shit. Yeah, you are shit.
Fuck. Yeah, fuck it. We were good there for a minute.
Yeah, sorry, bro. We had to crash it. What was you saying? I kind of cut you off.
I don't know anymore.
God.
I don't remember.
Beep, 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 beep.
I actually don't remember.
Yeah, we was talking about endorsing endorphins. And then I was thinking about dwarfs, but that doesn't really matter about what I was thinking about. But, because, doors, I'm in a contour. I'm in a Taurus and Ford tour. More, cola, bulla, boar. You ever heard Eminem do that shit? That's how he raps now.
I haven't listened to a lot of his new stuff. Most of the stuff that I know from him is from like back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe up to 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably from like, you know, like fucking, I don't know.
And all
2000, 2010 Eminem, I'm familiar with. Like Till I Collapse, you know.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. More like,
I'm Not Afraid, In the Rain Light.
Yeah, I like that
35 Days.
Oh.
He did that one song, In the Bushes. He did, man, he's an artist.
I mean, he's
something.
He's been around
man.
for a while.
Yeah, he has been around he's getting old.
He's in his 50s now.
Man, and now he raps like this. Endorphins and morphin and corcus and torpus. Superladorpus.
He's like
50 for Dorfus and Northus. I'm annoyed with the doid and doicoid. 55 crazy. Floyd. George Floyd.
Yep.
And it's on my moid. 55 coid. Poid. Doid. I
think it's just now it's just getting kind of corny.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Sorry, Eminem.
But it's...
His last album was alright. It was alright.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just... I guess the nostalgia of the older albums is what kind of brings me back to him.
Most definitely.
Every now and then.
His last album, I think that it was... It as an art form, I really respect that last album that he did with the Death of Slim Shady or whatever. It was pretty good in the sense of art. But I think that in the sense of cultural, like the cultural norms of what we have today in modern rap, I think that it kind of fell behind. But I mean, speaking in the terms of Eminem, you know, he's in his own lane. You know?
Yeah, he's doing his own thing.
He doesn't abide by the cultural norms of rap.
He doesn't care anyways. Like he's just, I think he does it just because he likes to. Like he doesn't have to keep doing this, you know, rapping and stuff. But if that's what he likes to do, then he'll probably do that until he dies. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, like he still does a lot of weightlifting.
Yeah.
Even, you know.
Even though he's like 853 years old or some shit
something like that.
Yeah, he's
up there.
Damn, he's up there, yeah. Imagine being that old.
Shit. I don't know. I mean, I guess if I get there, I get there.
Damn, if you're that old, shout out.
I mean,
if you're really, really old, shout out to you.
Having money helps too.
Having money helps too, yeah. If you got a little money.
You can afford the best nutrition, best
health care,
best medicine.
Best medicine.
I'm sure you have to, at that point, you have to come in for regular checkups to kind of like.
Oh, yeah.
Like a car that's got like 200,000 miles on it or something.
I bet he's definitely taking testosterone.
Probably. I mean,
it's like a car with 800,000 miles on it.
Yeah, it's pushing it.
It's old.
But, God damn. Yeah. At that point, not everything's running optimal. You know, you got to kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, by the time we get old, super old, there might be shit for like being a robot.
If we make it.
Yeah, that's if we make it.
I really feel like I might die young. For some reason.
That for a while.
I know, I don't understand why. Now watch me say that and then watch me be like the last one to live out of everybody I know.
Yeah, that'd be
that would suck.
And you'll come back and watch this video when you are.
That would suck. I would hate that, honestly.
You'll come back and watch this video in like 60 years.
Yeah. Because if you get really, really old,
there's nobody left.
Yeah, there's nobody left. If you get older than all of your friends or something, or not even old, but like, yeah, I guess you'd have to be old. But if you outlived all of your friends,
but at that point you would have like
sucks,
family and stuff. Hopefully you'd have like
maybe
children, grandchildren,
yeah, for sure.
Because it is gonna happen.
Well, my great grandma lived till she was 100. She died like last year.
I think I remember you telling me something.
Yeah,
like that.
she lived till she was 100. I went to her funeral.
So everybody. I don't know if she had any siblings or anything like
that. Yeah, she did. Well, she had like 7 kids or 8 kids, and one of them was my grandpa, and he had passed away before she died, and then 2 of her other kids passed away, and her husband had passed away too.
Yeah, well, you live to 100 about shit. That's about everybody's going.
I mean, man, that's a lot of people. Like a few of her kids,
everybody you know,
and her husband, probably her siblings. A lot of her siblings. I mean, her parents, her, like everybody before her was basically gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was her, and then even some of her kids, like she outlived them too. So she watched them go, and then, bro, that's crazy, man. Maybe even some grandkids. I don't know, because her grandkids are my parent or my mom. I mean, my dad.
Yeah, I mean,
that's one of them.
Far alive. I mean, it's not
that's
really
crazy
because you don't know. You just don't know when it's gonna be over.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to thug it out.
YOLO.
You can't. Well, yeah, literally.
YOLO. You only live once.
Yeah.
You might as well do that heroin while you can. I ain't gonna get rowdy. I was about to get rowdy, but there ain't no need for that. If you want to do heroin, probably shouldn't. I'll be honest with you. Look, check this out. You can kind of see a little bit of my fat.
Bro, you're good.
You're good, yeah.
You've been getting those runs in?
Hey, be cool, man. Be cool.
You've been getting those runs in?
Be cool, man. Be cool. Here, I gotta get ready. Be cool. Yeah, man. Just get old and, don't do heroin. Definitely don't do those drugs. What is this? We're gonna have, is this a motivational podcast? We're gonna turn it.
You can. I don't.
Fuck.
This is free flow. This is whatever.
Hey, we're fucking freestyling this shit. We talked about waterfalls. We talked about getting old. We talked about, I think that we said something about dwarfs or something like that.
Yep.
We talked about Eminem. Now, for the next thing on the agenda, I already got the next thing going on. You know what today is?
Friday
the fucking 13th.
Oh, it is. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't mean to throw up gang. If I throw up your gang, I'm so sorry. I'm not repping anything, I promise. I'm just over here just throwing up shit. I ain't affiliated, so don't think that I am. But yeah, today's Friday the 13th. I'm with that Freddy Krueger gang.
What are you gonna dress up as Halloween?
I'm gonna dress up as a criminal.
Fair enough.
Yep. That's what I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna be in all black.
Hell yeah. What, bank robber?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have one of those toboggans on, or a beanie. I'm gonna have a beanie on.
You gonna do a heist?
All black. I'm basically gonna dress like I do every fucking day.
Yeah, you do. You do dress in all black, especially during the fall and winter.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna have that beanie on, and I'm gonna look like I'm about to go rob somebody.
Speaking of dressing all black, do you have anything that you're looking at clothes-wise that you're wanting to get?
Man, actually,
that you thought about? It's been a while since I've seen you.
It has been a long ass time, man. I've looked at a bunch of different things for a while now. I've been looking at some Rick Owens.
I don't know what those are.
He's a designer. Rick Owens is a designer.
I heard the name.
Fashion designer.
So it's like he makes clothes.
Yeah, he makes clothes and shoes, particularly shoes. I don't really get interested as much anymore into like the actual clothes themselves because, I just throw a black shirt on and call it a day. As long as it's like it has to be a certain hue of black. So like I don't want none of that stuff that's whenever you wash it ever so many times, it turns into blue. Like a dark blue. I don't want that. I like black that's like a true black. But some, like a little bit of a faded black, if that makes sense.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So like I have a pair of pants in there that's like a true black, but after a while, after they get worn, they turn into like a different tone of black. That's why I say hue, but I guess you can say a different shade of black, I guess. But you can't really have the same shade of black if you decide to put on all black.
It's hard. Especially if it's like you got black
it's basically
leather.
impossible.
You got black leather. If you got black leather boots and then like a black shirt, that is just, it looks different because the leather is shined and it's you know, I mean, it wasn't originally that color.
Yeah, that's why I like to have a bunch of different shades of black too, because to make it look more purposeful. Or make it look like it's purposely done.
At nighttime, it's hard to tell, though.
Instead of, I think that it can get kind of cheesy if you're trying to match the same colors. Yeah. Sometimes it can, and then because you basically can't do that. That's why I kind of try to avoid all colors in general whenever I'm dressing. I know it sounds weird, but I'm like somewhat particular, and I feel as if I'm somewhat OCD about things. About a lot of different things, but like not extremely OCD.
Yeah, a little OCD.
Well, a little bit. Like there's different types of.
Tends to stay. I think you have to be a little bit OCD to keep
everything neat
and clean.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think it takes like an actual like, you know, an eye for detail to kind of be like, you know, it. Because, you know, you got people coming over and stuff. There's some people, like, you go over their place, it's just fucking.
Yeah.
It looks like a tornado.
A disaster.
A disaster zone.
It looks like a disaster. I mean, that's the best way to put it.
And it just don't give a good impression. It's like,
see,
you know, this is your little kingdom. Mm-hmm. And it's all out of whack.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
You know, you need to keep it looks better clean.
Yeah, well, that's also why I think that I have a little bit of OCD too. Maybe this is just how I was raised or whatnot, and how other people was raised. Because, you know, whenever I go into a messy room or I come in here and it maybe look kind of messy, you know, that's for each individual person to determine what is messy. You know, because you kind of have to define what you think is clean. Because I think that's why some other people don't mind living in what seems like to us a chaotic environment whenever it comes to, you know, having a bunch of different types of things everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
the best way to put it. Like things
clean, like in the sense that it's not dirty, like the floors ain't dirty.
Yeah, or just organized too.
Organized is nice. I mean,
yeah. Because I can see a little bit of, like, right now it looks like shit, and I definitely am going to vacuum after this, but, I mean, a little bit of.
But it doesn't get beyond
bullshit on the floor. If there's a little bit of bullshit on the floor, I kind of will ignore it, but as long as everything is, like, organized, I feel as if
it's not like there's 40 books just scattered out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're like in their place.
Like controlled chaos. I'm a big fan of controlled chaos. Like there's no way to like I'm not going to sit over there and put all those books in alphabetical order and to put them in colorized order. Like I'm not going to do that.
That would seem almost
fucking insane.
It would seem like it looks better like that to me than it would if it was all colorized and like put in alphabetical order. It just looks like it would be out of place.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like controlled chaos. I think that chaos is one thing, but controlled chaos. Like you ever heard of the analogy of, you know, the snake in the garden?
No, I mean I probably heard it before, but I don't remember.
Well, it's basically like I think that it's a term that comes from the biblical stories of like Adam and Eve whenever they're in some perfect garden, and it's a metaphor for like chaos and order. There is no order without chaos. If you don't have chaos, then you don't have order, and if you don't have either one of them,
order is.
You don't have anything. You know, it's basically what it is. You know, there was the garden that was supposedly the perfect place. It was the Garden of Eden or whatever, and there was a snake that popped up with the devil, and it's like a metaphor for in the Bible. There's a bunch of different metaphors that mean a bunch of different things. Supposedly, that's a different conversation I don't want to get into. But I'm saying in this instance, the snake in the garden was chaos, and then the order was the place that it was in. You know, there was
so the snake was chaos.
Order. Exactly. So if you kill the snake, there's another snake that's just going to come back. Like there's just going to be snakes regardless.
Yeah, there's always be chaos.
So there's got to be some sort of order to the chaos. You know, so that's why I say controlled chaos, because they're going to have snakes in the garden regardless, but it's about how you deal with the garden beyond the snake. I think that's what I'm trying to get to. So like you said, the analogy of having books out everywhere, you know, there's not, at times I do have some books out, but like you said, they're not scattered across the whole fucking room and whatnot. I have them placed in one area and they're organized in a way where it's just aesthetically
it's just
pleasing.
Not thrown about the place.
Exactly.
You know, you don't got like just never a bunch of dishes really.
Yeah, and I mean there's
stuff like that. It's just like
yeah,
just good housekeeping. That's the best way I can explain it.
That's the best way to put it.
It's just good housekeeping. Because I mean, who wants to walk into a place where the trash is piled up high?
Yeah, exactly.
The sink's got dirty dishes piled up high.
Well, that's why I was saying too that
the counters are dirty.
That there are some people that's like
that's okay with them.
Yeah, that's okay with them because of how they was raised.
Yeah,
we was just raised differently than how they was raised.
I just think that if you're gonna have company, you should present to them a clean environment to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Rather than if they sit down on the couch, they're not gonna get like crumbs on their elbows or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And doesn't smell like tar or something. You know, it's like
exactly.
You don't want to leave a house and be smelling like you were in a chimney.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
and it's just like common decency and maybe respect for the people that you invite into your home.
Of course, it's respect for yourself.
Oh well, that most importantly for sure.
And I think that it will leave a better impression on others.
Yeah.
Rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like being
exactly.
If you're respectful of somebody, it'll probably have a better outcome than being disrespectful of somebody.
Yeah, well, and I mean that's like some people coming into your home as well, and then them, you know, treating it. You know, there's the phrase of treat others how you would want to be treated, and that can also go into how they take care of things, and then how they go into other people's homes and take care of that. Like where they take care of themselves is at a different level than how you take care of yourself, for instance. I think that can possibly be a problem if the standards in which you hold your upkeeping values could be different from how the person that your house you're going to is as well. So like they have different standards than you do. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. It can be an issue if, say, we are unorganized people and then we go into somebody else's house that is organized.
You notice that first thing when you walk in.
Yeah.
Even if you don't say it, you notice if it's clean or not.
For sure.
You walk in and you kind of make a judgment in the back of your mind. You're like, this is how they. This is how they
and that's definitely
treat themselves. How are they going to
That's definitely a direct
me.
Correlation of like respect of themselves too. I like that analogy too.
You know, because it's kind of like
because I wasn't even thinking about that.
What?
Like, you know, because we was talking about that just a little bit ago too, with like your mental health and like how it's a direct correlation with like your physical health and whatnot.
Yeah, like
so that's like the same thing. If you respect yourself, then you're gonna respect the things around you.
If you respect yourself, you're not gonna put yourself. You're not gonna like volunteer to put yourself in that sort of environment. Because I mean, think about it. It's like even comes down to like making up your bed.
Mm-hmm.
When you make up your bed, it looks a lot better than it being unmade. I mean, it's just like you come back, say, home from work, and your whole place is trash. It just looks bad.
Yeah,
dishes, trash to be taken out. Counters are dirty. The bed's not made up. Bed sheets probably haven't even been cleaned in a while. You got a bunch of dirty clothes. It's like, take care of that stuff because you already worked all day.
Yeah.
You know, like
you don't want to come home to a shitty place.
Yeah, shitty place. You're doing all this stuff to pay for it. at least fucking take care of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like same thing with the car.
Yeah,
the car's real dirty.
And
somebody's getting in it.
Yeah, people leave a bunch of garbage in their car.
I've gotten people's cars, and the trash is
There's
everywhere.
trash all over the fucking floor. There's nowhere to put your feet.
It's embarrassing.
It is.
It's embarrassing. I'm like,
it is what it is. If that's how you are, you probably need to clean your car.
Yeah, it's like,
probably need to clean your home.
You need to have more respect for yourself, because I'm telling you right now, you might not care, but people are going to judge you, and it's going to affect your opportunities with everything in life.
Most definitely. That's a good way to put it. I really, really like that, because I really wasn't even thinking about that. Like, if you have respect for yourself, you're definitely going to have respect for the things around you, and it's going to give you more inclination to clean up after yourself, or and not even in somebody else's home, in your own home too, because that's where it starts.
Yeah, like even Jordan Peterson said.
He dedicated a whole chapter in his book to it.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing, but I know it's about
clean
that,
your room,
because that is the thing that you have control over first. Like he's talking about, like that's literally your own little world. This is your canvas. You do with it what you want, and then from there you can build it up.
Exactly.
Build it out from there.
Yeah, it's like don't. There's something about don't criticize the world if you don't have your own home in order.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be taken care of before you can even attempt to do that.
Yeah.
It just seems arrogant to
most definitely
live in filth and then point at somebody else and try and tell them how to live.
Well, yeah, and I get caught up sometimes even on the podcast. Like I'll just criticize people. And I really don't want to do that. I'm just saying how I feel, or how I like what my opinion is about the things that happen around me, and it makes for good conversation points. Yeah. But I don't want to turn into a fucking critic of other people, because I know that there are some things in my own life that I would like to have better. And I think that I like to think that sometimes in my life, I don't like to think that I'm better than other people, like, because that's an arrogant point of view. But I also like to think that I have a lot of the things, especially mentally, worked out better than a lot of people. Of course there are things. There's always things that you can work on, but I would like to try my best to not criticize other people.
It's not. In the end of the day, it's probably not going to do.
It's not
any good for anybody.
Yeah,
unless they came to you specifically asking for help.
Yeah,
and then you can be honest. Probably would be honest about it then. But I want to make a point of probably trying to be humiliating for them.
Yeah. Well, I don't criticize people personally. I never do that on the podcast. Unless I'm like joking around with somebody. If I'm joking around with people on the podcast or joking around with people.
That have been on here that would have done that.
Yeah, but I try to avoid, because I know that it is on the internet, and just in general, from the perspective of just being a good person. I just don't want to criticize other people personally. That's why I talk in generalities, what I believe that people should do with their lives based on how I run my own life.
Yeah.
So I just speak from that point in generalities, so that I'm not speaking about anybody personally, but I'm saying what I would do in a certain situation. Maybe, for example, just being organized, we're giving our point of view on what we think organization is and why people should be organized, or why we should be organized too.
Like cleanly.
Because we apply it too in our own lives, so then we're also talking about it too, and it does apply to other people too, because that's how we maybe view people that are, we don't necessarily look at those people as less than if they're unorganized, but we view it from the perception of respect, and then how they respect themselves. So then you can, like you're saying, you can kind of determine how people respect themselves based off of how they respect themselves, how they respect other people based off of how they respect themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's depending on how they treat. I mean, depending on how they treat themselves. If they don't treat themselves well, then what does that mean for the people they interact with?
Yeah, and I hope that I didn't just toss up a fucking word salad there, because I kind of got lost with what I was saying. I hope that made fucking sense. I think that I started to lose sense of myself there for a minute whenever I was explaining that.
Oh no, bro, it's hard to explain it.
Yeah, well, that's another thing within the book too. Within 12 Rules for Life, it is take care of yourself as if you are somebody that you are looking. Yeah, that you care about. Exactly.
I mean, exactly. I mean, like, man.
Because a lot of times, some people take care of the things. Take care of their own things less than they would if they're taking care of somebody else's things.
Well, it's not their things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like if you're looking after somebody else's dog, most of the time you're going to take better care of their dog than you would your dog.
Well, yeah.
For example.
Yeah, like, I mean,
it maybe not.
If you agreed to take care of someone else's dog, I mean, it's a big responsibility. You have to take care of somebody else's dog. It's something that's very important to somebody else. And I'm assuming, I guess you care about that person if you're willing to do it. And maybe you're getting paid for it. Maybe it's your reputation. Yeah. Maybe it's your job. It's online.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to do a good job to do that.
See, yeah, so why don't people respect themselves as much as they would respect other people's things?
I don't know.
Respect their things as much as they would respect other people's things.
Because there's not as much to lose if they don't take care of it in comparison to somebody else's things.
And also, I don't think that it's also a direct correlation too of how you treat yourself to how you treat other people. Because I do know some people that don't, just like the example of you're going to treat other people's things better than you would treat your things. Some people do.
Yeah, some people. Some people it's simply opposite.
Yeah.
Especially, like, even, like, let's say, for example, let's say you had two pairs of shoes. One was given to you as a gift, and the other one you had to work to buy.
So it could be the complete opposite too. So then you're not gonna respect the thing.
You have nothing to lose. It was just a gift. It just showed the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, it was just given to you. So it's like, well, I have no investment.
And that was
shoes.
just like, I had to make sure we was recording. But that was just like whenever I was like selling weed and shit. Whenever I made a whole bunch of money selling, I would just blow it. I would just blow it on random. Well, I mean, that's why I have those really.
It was like a low.
That's why I have those Ferragamos. Really,
it's like,
honestly,
it's like, I guess the amount of effort it took to get that.
Yeah.
Was nothing in comparison to, like, saying I'm going to work.
Exactly.
Or like a 9 to 5.
That's why I didn't care about it, because I just it was so easy to make that money. I was just like, I just want to buy these really nice shoes.
Yeah, it's almost as if you just came upon it.
Yeah,
you just kind of
that's basically
woke
how
up with it in your the money in your pocket.
Yeah, but what I was saying was there are those opposite people too that will not take care of something just because it's not theirs.
Yeah, it just comes down. That's like
because they have no skin in the game, basically. Yeah. Like, we know people like that that is a part of something that doesn't have any skin in the game, and then they treat it as if...
So it's easier to just be like, whew, like, you just don't...
Easier to just fuck off with it.
Yeah, it's either just to dick around and not take it seriously because, like, they don't really have nothing to lose.
It didn't take any sacrifice for them to get whatever it is that they've got.
I mean, it'd be like...
So they don't respect it as much.
Let's say there's, like, you got two different people.
Yeah.
Right? And they both want to get in shape.
Yeah.
One of them wakes up and they're shredded.
Yeah.
The other person, it took them like 5 years to get there.
Yeah.
The person that just woke up that way, they probably don't have any idea of how to maintain that.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You got two people. One had to put a lot of work into it. The other one just woke up that way. They might stay in shape for a while, but more than likely they'll probably just slowly go back to where they were, back to baseline.
Well, that's why, like, even with Trump, whether people love him or hate him, people still have respect for him because whenever he people also look at him as like, yeah, you was given all this money and you was given all this wealth that you have, but that's really not true because he was given what his father had given to him from whenever he passed away. So
it was like an inherit. It's like kind of like, so eventually when we get older, our parents will be gone, and then whatever they give to us will be passed down to us.
Yeah.
Then it will be our decision of what to
do with that stuff.
You can either squander it, or you can take that and make it even something even greater.
Which that's what a bunch of people do, is just squander it.
They squander it. They have they don't even have an. Okay, so I'm sorry for cutting you off, but this is something I've noticed that where I just started working at, and they don't know what to do with what they make.
Oh yeah,
they just fuck off with it.
Fuck off with it, yeah.
And they have no idea how to make that work for the money that they make to work for them.
Yeah.
Now these people are a lot older than me.
That's financial literacy, just.
Yeah, but it's like there's, and then they wonder why it's always hard for them. But it's just a little bit sad because it's not like a difficult. I guess it's difficult to get started.
Yeah. Well, it's also difficult too if people don't, wasn't educated to like what to do with their money, or they are, and some people just don't care.
Yeah, people that just don't care, but that's also leads to like more of a mental thing. Like I was saying earlier, it's like yeah, I mean, you're just creating a hard time for you when it's time to retire, because you won't have anything, and I guess you're just rolling the dice hoping that somebody else will take care of you. Yeah,
I mean, there is those people that, and whenever it comes to generational wealth too, they say, I don't remember what the statistic was, but they did a big study on it, and they said that it was, if there's generational wealth, if there's like millions of dollars, and then it could just be passed down from this generation to this generation to this generation, most of the time by like the second generation, all of it's gone, because those people don't know what to do. Of course, it's split into pieces, but with generational wealth, billions of dollars split between a few different people is still millions of dollars a piece. So they could still do something with that.
Yeah, but if it's like the people who win the lottery, typically within 7 years they spend it all. I think that's what it is.
Exactly.
Like they get a bunch of money. Let's say average salary, you're working, and then you just get lucky. You come upon, I don't know, let's just say like $3 million or something.
Yeah.
After taxes, you're taking home maybe like $2 million, $1.5 million. Still a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous amount of money. People go out and spend it all on, let's get a big house. Let's get cars.
A bunch of bullshit.
A bunch of things that really just to show off. And I don't know, maybe it's an experience that they want to have with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the wiser thing to do would
just keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, it's just like, look at all this shit I got now. Like,
that's what they say about like a lot of the middle class people that, look as if they got a lot of money. Well, most of the time in the middle class, they're usually keeping up with the Joneses, supposedly.
Yeah, they're trying to like look cool.
And they're trying to impress other people, and a lot of the times they say that those types of people. I remember reading that in like Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a really good book for stuff like that. But they actually, the guy that wrote that worked with Donald Trump a lot too in the business, and they actually wrote a book together too. He has a very good relationship with Donald Trump. But he was talking about how a lot of the people in the middle class are just living paycheck to paycheck, even though they look like they're really, really rich because they are buying all these fancy cars, this fancy house, but really they're not. They don't own a lot of that because it's all in debt, and they're just living paycheck to paycheck because every paycheck that they get, most of it is, or actually a lot of times all of it is just put towards the expenses of keeping up with that lifestyle.
So they're kind of like they're like on the edge when it comes to like
they're edging.
financially.
Yeah, they're financially edging.
Yeah, like it's. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like
I know exactly what you're saying.
They don't got much wiggle room. If they can't, if one thing breaks down, the car breaks down,
and they're fucked.
Then it's like a domino effect because something's got to go.
Yeah, that's a big statistic too that people quote. As of now, 80% of Americans don't have enough put away to cover a $500 expense.
That's insane.
That is insane. I'm pretty sure it's 80%. I could be fucking butchering the hell out of that because I don't remember a lot of the numbers and the statistics.
Yeah, that must mean a lot of people.
But it's a stupid, crazy number.
It's a stupid percentage, I bet.
Yeah, it's definitely way more than half.
But, you just have to. That comes down to discipline too. You have to look at it. You're like, this is in budgeting. Yeah. You have to. So, if you're not, you have to figure out a way to create more income if you want to not have that happen.
Yeah, for real.
If you're making a certain amount of, that's why it's important. Like what I'm doing now, I went and calculated my pay. Like they even have an app for that, but I didn't need it because I already done it. So when I was telling you about the job, I was calculating the pay so I could figure out in my head what my leeway was and what I could save in a year. Yeah, that's a big thing that I think Dave Ramsey talks about. I'm pretty sure Dave Ramsey talks about that. Is that it's because there's a lot of people out there trying to save a bunch of money, which that is good. Saving money is good, but people are more concerned about saving money rather than making more. And talk about that in Rich Dad Poor Dad too. Yeah, so like another thing you could do with the money you save is just don't let it sit. Make the money make you money. Make money, yeah. And it's very easy. Like investing. Yeah, investing. That's what I'm going to be doing again now. Yeah. But it's going to be spread out. I was looking at like just the NASDAQ over the last year. Yeah. It's up 20% in just 1 year. And then I looked at it over the course of 5 years. It's up over 100%. Yeah. Looked at it over the course of 10 years. I think it's up like 300%. Then I looked at it over the course of 40 years. It's up over 5,000%. That's insane. So, but you also got to think this is compounding. This isn't like I put $1 in, and then let's say next year I got $1.20. Yeah, it's exponential. And then the next year, it doesn't go up 20 cent again. It goes up like 22 cent. Yeah, and then it compounds. Yeah, because you're also getting dividends. Yeah. So that money is the money that's making money is making money that goes back to making. It's like money's making money that's making money that's making money. Yeah, and then eventually, we made. Let's say you save like $25,000 in a year, and as that year's going on, you're just putting it in there every week. Well, at the end of the year, you might not just have $25,000. You might have like $30,000 or $35,000 or $40,000, depending on what happens. Yeah. And then now that you've held it for more than a year, depending on now you end up having long-term capital gains tax, and depending on your tax bracket, you might not end up paying anything on that gains, or very, very, very little. I don't know exactly. I spent a couple years since I looked at it, but like even if you're making $500,000 a year, your long-term capital gains tax is like not that much. Like it's 22% of whatever you make. And if you got $50,000 laying around, you just need to go to a casino. Yeah, fuck it, shit. Yeah. You need to bet all that shit on one thing. There's people that do that. That's what you should do. There's people that do that. You need to do that right now. And some get lucky, It's like the lottery, You could be lucky. You could be lucky. Get lucky with that, please send money. Fucking hell, just buy a bunch of Coca-Cola stock and just live off the dividends. Don't even do that. Send us your money. Yeah, do that. What time is it? Why would we get them to invest, man, whenever they can spend the money on us? Send us money. Somebody's here, bro. Somebody's here? Yeah. Who the fuck is here? I don't know. Okay, let's end this shit. All right. See you guys. Dang. All right. Hey. Peace. We love you with all of our heart and soul.